Hi, I'm Rob, pastor of Calvary Chapel, Turlock. This week, President Trump shocked the world by announcing during a joint press conference with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu that the United States would seek to take possession of the war-torn Gaza Strip along the Mediterranean Sea. Currently, Israel and Hamas, the governing authority of Gaza, are in the middle of a ceasefire where hostages are being exchanged for incarcerated Palestinians. This dramatic public declaration elicited a flurry of impassioned commentary in diplomatic discourse. Russia, China, and Germany immediately condemned the idea. Many Arab nations have called it an international crime. Hamas, the instigators of the October 7 attacks, called it a plan for ethnic cleansing. Self-proclaimed Christians over the internet have expressed strong moral opinions on both sides of the argument. Many are outraged and insist that this would be a type of subtle genocide, as it would prevent the Palestinians, in Gaza at least, from having a national homeland. Others are expressing elation that finally a world leader is thinking outside the box and offering some type of tangible solution to break the bloody status quo. In the October 7, 2023 attacks, 1,200 Israelis were killed and 250 taken hostage. Many of them are still being held somewhere in Gaza today. But October 7 was really an eruption of a localized ethnic struggle churning since 1948, the year modern Israel was born. Hamas has launched tens of thousands of rockets over the years into Israel. They have burned Israel's crops and committed countless acts of terrorism during the decades. October 7 gave the world a little peek behind the door into the deep-seated hatred the Palestinians actually have for Israel. Even after a war that has killed upwards of 45,000 Gazans, the vast majority of Palestinians support Hamas, the October 7 attacks, and a one-state solution, that is, a Palestinian state from the river to the sea. I think it's time that the Western world recognizes that the two-state solution is dead. It is unworkable. The vast majority of Palestinians will never accept the legitimacy of Israel. A Palestinian state would become a boon to illicit arms dealers, a global hub of terrorism, and the endless conflict would continue. Why not think boldly and buy out the 2 million Palestinians with strong financial incentives to relocate them to neighboring Islamic countries? Turkey, Egypt, and Jordan would be natural destinations. Those governments would also have to be compensated to receive hundreds of thousands of new immigrants, but it could work. Something like 80% of all the structures in Gaza have been destroyed. The infrastructure in the major cities is now non-existent. There are thousands of unexploded bombs embedded in the soil. Gaza is not fit for human habitation currently. It needs to be fully evacuated and completely revitalized, which will take years. The land is quite valuable on the eastern shore of the Mediterranean, and future sales of developed properties in Gaza could fund the Palestinian relocation program, giving each family a healthy buyout to assist their new lives. And it would free the Gazan Palestinians from the cruel yoke of Hamas. Here in the United States, we are familiar with the laws of eminent domain, where the government can expropriate private property for public use, with payment or compensation. Think of the Palestinian relocation program as a global case of eminent domain. For the good of Israel, peace and stability in the Middle East, but most of all, for the good of the Palestinians, the world community should buy them out and resettle them in a safer location. The United States could play a crucial role in this unprecedented endeavor. As Bible-believing Christians, we know that ultimately the land belongs to Israel. It is their historic homeland, from the time of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Their history was literally written in that land, and as long as it is divided, senseless hostilities will continue. It is also true that Arab peoples have lived there for hundreds of years. We all know that, but the current arrangement is no longer reasonable or tenable. No one should have to suffer a prolonged existence under a terrorist government, and Israel should not have to suffer endless acts of terrorism from an enemy on their border. President Trump's words may have caused an international stir, but he is a visionary, seeing a solution that most are unwilling to reasonably consider. A peaceful and financially incentivized relocation of the Palestinians to surrounding Islamic nations would be an enormous benefit to the Middle East, and indeed to the whole world. Thanks for watching, and have a blessed day.